So what can you do if your car is a little bit older and didn't come with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto? Hopefully CarABC has the answer for us. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day as always. If you've caught some of my more recent videos, I've been doing some unboxing reviews and testing on some Apple CarPlay Android Auto adapters that add wireless CarPlay Android Auto to your factory system if you already have it. And on top of that, they unlock all kinds of other features, Netflix, YouTube, live streaming TV, all sorts of upgrades and features and stuff like that. So you can check those out on the channel if you're interested. But what happens if your vehicle didn't come with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto? If it's an older vehicle, maybe it is a newer vehicle and they just didn't offer it. Well, CarABC has sent me out a standalone kit that I think will solve that. At least I hope we're about to find out if it does. It's a 10.3-inch touchscreen that adds Apple CarPlay and Android Auto to your vehicle. Now, so huge shout out to them for sending this to me to test today to show you exactly what it's all about, what kind of features, how well it works, all of the screen resolution and all the stuff that it includes. One thing that I'm really liking right off the bat about this is you can move this to other vehicles. It's not locked in place. It's not a permanent install. So if you have multiple vehicles, you can easily just unplug it and go pop it. It's got a suction cup mount on the dash, or they've included a dash mount that you can screw it to if you want to, depending on your situation. But just that easily, you can pop it into another car. So it's not hardwired in. It's not completely locked to one vehicle. You can swap it around wherever you want to. But anyway, let's show you what's in the box. It's real short and sweet. We'll get it all installed and we'll start testing out, see how well it works. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel out tremendously. Leave it a thumbs up if you're interested in this or whatever else we're up to on the channel. We've got tons of other videos, upgrades, installs, mods, performance. We even throw in some travel videos, hobby videos, stuff like that. So you'll probably find something else you want to stick around for. Appreciate you guys being here as always. Again, another huge shout out to CarABC for sending this to us. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's in the box and get going with it. All right, so this is really short and sweet, to the point. They've got a little info flyer in the box that says it's a 1920 by 720p progressive scan screen at 60 frames per second. So hopefully it's very smooth once it gets up and running. Everything's going. Hopefully everything's real responsive and smooth. You've got your all combined communication and charging cable, power cable here. So what's really nice is it's got a USB-C to hook to our screen. We've got a USB connector for our power. You can add on a camera to this. This kit did not come with it, so I won't be able to test that and show it to you. But you can add on a camera, and it has an auxiliary port output here as well. So you can connect this to your auxiliary input for your speakers and sound if you have that on your vehicle. You can also use the Bluetooth connection for your factory radio, Bluetooth to the speakers, and it has an FM transmitter. So we'll try all those out, see how they work and sound, which one might be better for your case. But yep, the cord, they include a USB power plug adapter here that's got a C, so you can plug in C's, and then of course the original A regular USB for our cable here. And then they also include a suction cup windshield mount, so the screen will pop right on there. We may try this out. And they also included a specialized flat dash mount for the screen as well. So if your setup or dash is flat, you could put it somewhere like that, depending on your setup. And of course, the most important part of the whole thing is the 10.25, they say 10.3-inch screen itself. So it looks really nice. Got some dust on it, but we've still got the protective covering on it to make sure we don't pick up any scratches while we're hooking everything up. And then you've got your mounting bracket, of course, and your connectors on the back. So you've got your USB-C for power. You've got some other inputs there also. So we'll check, if I could focus, that'd be nice. And so we'll check all that stuff out, see what it's all about, what the instructions tell us. But let's go ahead and get it hooked up and plugged in and see what we've got. Now, another quick note, I'm in my 2017 Ram that I do a lot of mods and upgrades too and whatnot, but I think, missed the cutoff for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. We've got our factory navigation, our factory Bluetooth phone settings and all that, but no CarPlay, Android Auto capability. I've done a lot of research to try to figure out, the best ways and methods to add this to the car without replacing this whole screen and brain and computer, all that stuff, to a newer system and spending close to $1,000+ to do so. That's not an option. And then they do make, I found a couple of inline adapters that you can do, but you have to take everything apart. I already have some other stuff hooked up in here for my sound system, so I didn't really want to mess with that. So this seems to be one of the easiest ways to add this. And like I said, it's portable. If you're in this vehicle and you're driving it around and you want to hook it up and have it right there in front of you, perfect. And then if you want to jump into another vehicle, well, then you can pull it right out and put it in another vehicle. But anyway, let's get it hooked up, see what it's all about. Okay guys, so we've got it hooked up. Super easy to get this thing hooked up. I used the windshield mount. You see it back there, the suction cup mount and the arm that they provided, and that works out perfect for my scenario. So here it is mounted on the dash. I originally had it over here, but with my tuner and everything, it was a little too cluttered, and when you sit back in the seat, it blocked a little bit too much of the road and everything in front of you. So I decided to mount it over here in the middle, and now when you back up and you look at everything, it's nice and neat and out of the way. I'm going to do some cable management once I finish with the test and figure out exactly how I want to route this. But it's got one, if we can see back there, and I'll show you in the instruction manual, one USB-C cable. Let me pull open the instructions here and I'll show you. Yeah, so okay, so it's got one USB-C cable for the power cord that plugs in right there at the bottom. And you've got a couple of other things too. You've got your microphone input if you need a microphone. And you've got this connect a camera also, and an auxiliary audio output. So the main power cable that came with the kit has an auxiliary audio output, a USB connector, and a camera connector as well. So you get everything that you need to get it up and running. We've got it plugged into our USB down here. Ignore all the mess of cords. We've got it plugged in, and then we'll crank it up. Sorry, I needed to swap over to my other camera. I was trying to film on my cell phone and get this all shown to you how quick it boots up, but because it's trying to connect wirelessly to my cell phone for Android Auto, it kept cutting off the video. So anyway, let's crank it back up. It comes on instantly. There's your options, but we've already got it connected to Bluetooth, so we're good to go there. It's already connected to Android Auto wirelessly. So I've got a Samsung S21 Ultra, and there we go. Right into Android Auto. I don't know if the frame rate and how this looks on camera, but it looks really good. I'll take some more shots with the cell phone, but I wanted to show you how quickly it loads up and you can get to Android Auto, and it's ready to go in a matter of seconds. So of course you've got your typical stuff here. You can get your news and your YouTube music and everything over here on the side. You can hit it again, go into all your apps just like you normally would for Android Auto. Go back to the main screen. You've got your YouTube music. Of course, I've got to unlock my phone for my music. There we go. So we're back into our YouTube music, and you can play all of that and see everything on the phone and skip tracks and play. And I'll show you just how well it works with the music on the vehicle too when we get in there. But yeah, so far it's up and running super fast, super quick, and as soon as you cut it off, it goes back to sleep, so you don't kill your battery or anything. But it's working great. So of course you can go in here, go back to your maps, hit that, go to full screen, all your settings and everything. You can go back into settings for your route and traffic guidance and everything like you normally would. You can go back in here to your apps, switch everything over, go back into settings for Android Auto, and you can set this up however you want to. Startup mode, we've got it start automatically, start Android Auto automatically, all your wallpaper settings, just like you would expect Everything is found in here with no trouble whatsoever. If you want to, however, say, let's go back and exit, you have your options and settings in here, and I'll show you that, but it's going to automatically try to connect you right back to Android Auto. But you have your Bluetooth settings in here, your system settings, date and time, all of that stuff. You can do dual Bluetooth connections to get to your car audio, your sound output. You've got your brightness settings here as well. Hopefully you can see that really well. Your day is automatic and manual, and so you've got your brightness here. You can scroll through the time settings for when you want your dimness initiate, so the screen will dim at night. So I've got mine set up there. And of course you've got your sounds, like I said, Bluetooth, FM transmitter. I'll show you how this works, but you can change the station that you want the FM output. I've tested the FM, the auxiliary, and the Bluetooth audio, and I'll show you, I'll let you listen to how that works. And then your Wi-Fi, you can turn it on to Wi-Fi if you want to connect to your phone for screen mirroring options. So all your settings are in here for date and time and language. And again, your Bluetooth, we've got to connect it to my phone and auto connect and everything like that. So super easy to do. And then you've got your Android Auto and your Apple CarPlay, and then it goes right back into it for you. And it's very responsive and quick and easy to move things around, see how it looks, and just like you would expect it to. And all your calls and settings and everything are at the bottom, notifications and whatnot. So it works very, very seamlessly and smoothly. And then if you have Apple CarPlay instead of Android Auto, you've got that right here that you can connect to on your iPhone as well. So everything's ready to go. All right, so I tried to find some copyright-free music on YouTube. So hopefully I won't get any violations for this, because I do want to at least let you listen to, if it comes through at all on the camera, I don't know, but how well the different music output sources are. So right now, we've got our YouTube music through Android Auto up on the screen. We found some copyright-free music, and we are connected via Bluetooth to my Uconnect system through this CARABC CarPlay module. So let's hit play and see what it sounds like. So that works really well. You know, again, that's probably not the best example that I could possibly find, but I just wanted to show you really quickly. Now let's change over to the auxiliary cable and see what that sounds like. All right, so in order to get the auxiliary and the FM transmitter working, you have to jump out of Android Auto, go back to your connections and everything, and turn off the dual Bluetooth connection, and then you can use your other one. So if we jump back in Android Auto, we're now connected via auxiliary cable, and now we are auxiliary input. You have to turn it up a lot louder. It doesn't sound near as good to me as the Bluetooth connection. So let's jump back to the beginning here. Whoops. Volume is way up on the system. Doesn't sound quite as clear to me. The Bluetooth so far is definitely the way to go. But let's pause it and try the FM transmitter. So we'll swap over to radio. Woo! So we're back under FM transmitter. You can set your frequency, and then you can turn it on right there, and then we'll jump back out to our Android Auto. We've got our music here, and we'll hit play. So that doesn't actually sound too terrible with the FM transmitter either. So I would say that or the Bluetooth connection are the two two better options. So on the home screen, you've got a couple of different settings and pages that you can choose from. Of course, you've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You do also have AirPlay using the Wi-Fi connection. So you can turn on the Wi-Fi in here. You can go down here to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and you can connect to all the different stuff in here. You've got your different Wi-Fi switches. You can turn that on and pick your Wi-Fi network. But according to the instructions and what I'm seeing here, this only works screen mirroring for iPhones and Apple AirPlay. So Android users like me are going to be left in the dust on this feature, but it is there for screen mirroring for the Apple people, and so that's there. And you can scroll over to the next menu, and you've got your audio video in. You can receive a signal. You've got your brightness controls right there, and your system settings you can get to from this home page as well. So guys, that was a quick look at the CARABC Android Auto Apple CarPlay unit that you can add to any vehicle, and it worked really flawlessly. Everything's working great. The navigation's working just as you would expect it. You can search everything. You can use your voice command input. You've got your YouTube music, all your phone calls, text, calendar, everything like you would expect it. Of course, I didn't get to show you the Apple CarPlay side of it since I don't have an iPhone. I'm on Android. You know, don't give me hate in the comments for that. It is what it is. We tried the FM transmitter, the auxiliary input, and the Bluetooth input for your audio. My favorite is definitely the Bluetooth input. It seems to sound the best to me. FM transmitter is probably a close second. The auxiliary input didn't sound that great to me, but it might in your vehicle. But yeah, it's working great. It's super fast. There's no lag. Everything works fine. I hate that I wasn't able to show you the car AirPlay mirror option on here too. So again, that seems to be just for iPhones. So, you know, you guys one up the Android people again with that feature, but maybe they'll add that in a future software update. They do release updates for these things as well. So it's a nice solid little unit, works great, looks really good sitting on the dash, and it's out of the way again with the driving. It's not in the way of everything, and so looks really nice. And so I'm very pleased with this. So guys, hope you enjoyed that video. It was a quick little run through of the features. It's very short and sweet because it's just right down to the point, and you know, it does what it says it's going to do. If your car did not come with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto and you missed out on those features and you don't want to tear your dash apart, upgrade everything, and have to, you know, go a different route, this is a very inexpensive way to get what you need and be able to use those new functions, and it works great. So huge thank you and shout out to CarABC for sending this to test for you guys and show you what it's all about. I'm going to do some cable management and get it all looking nice and neat in this truck, and you may have a better mounting option or whatnot. But leave me a comment down below. What do you think about these add-on tablet screens and whatnot? Would you install one in your vehicle? I'll leave all the links and information in the description if you want to consider checking it out or looking at one for yourself. I appreciate you guys always being here. Leave it a thumbs up if you want to down below. Any comments, questions down below, and consider subscribing to the channel for more stuff like this and everything we're up to. We do unboxing and review videos, car upgrades and mods, performance stuff, and throw in some travel and hobby videos as well. So I appreciate you guys being here, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.